What's up, YouTube? Welcome back to Will Motivation, and in today's video we are talking about how to drive the new Porsche 911 Carrera T.
Welcome to Will Motivation. Will Motivation, leave out all the hating. This is Motivation Nation, where we have fun and make moves, so stop waiting. Man, around here we don't drink no beer. We crashing up deer but don't have no fear. M4 gone but we pulling up in a Aston. So fasten your seatbelts, no time for crashing. What's happening? No more politics, just follow this. Truth is hard but you got to swallow it. Will Motivation show you hating ain't the way. Positivity every day, make sure you get paid. Welcome to Will Motivation. Will Motivation, leave out all the hating. This is Motivation Nation, where we have fun and make moves, so stop waiting. Now we
Okay, so when I do these how to drive videos, I like to start out with the freaking key. There it is, Porsche key, color match the red stitching in the car. But how do you use this key? On the back, if you hold this button down right here, on the bottom, that is your panic button. If you hold that down, it'll flash the lights, sound the horn, or the emergency siren, the theft siren will sound for like 30 seconds to a minute. Press this first button right there. That's how you lock the car. It'll beep twice. One at the top, hit that. That's the unlock button. The door handle will lift if you have that option. This is like a technology assist package or something like that. Door handle will lift and you can easily open the door with that button. Holding this button down at the bottom will open the front trunk. Let me show you guys how to access. There's a little latch. Where is that latch? On the left, right there. There's a latch. That's how you open the hood. And there's your space for your front trunk right there. Enough for maybe a little tiny body you could put in there if you're into that kind of thing. I don't recommend it though. All right, let's keep going. All right, so now you know how to operate the key and getting in and out of the car. Oh, one thing I forgot. There's here at the top, if you slide that little thing up right there, you'll have your key to open the door in the case that your battery dies and you get locked out. And you can use the key to get in the car. Where do you put the key in? Right there behind this little panel. There's an insert for the key. You can't really see it, but you can take the key out right there and get in the door through the door handle. That's how you open it up. All right, so the next thing I like to do when I do these how to drive videos is, the next thing I like to do is show you anything you need to know about the outside of the vehicle. The engine is back here, but you can't really get to it. The only thing you can do is lift this panel up and get to fill up some of the fluids, top off the oil, and I believe the coolant. There's a little access. I'll show you how to open that up. Filling up the tank. One thing that's different about the Porsche 911 is the gas tank cap is here in the front of the vehicle. So all you have to do is push on that end right there, lift it up. There's a little hole right there to put the gas cap while you're filling up the tank. And then once you're done, close that, give it a push, and it'll click back in place. And that will be how you fill up the car on the outside. The car has surround cameras to show you how close you are to the curb. So there's a camera right there on the rear side mirror. There's a camera in the front right there, right above the sensor. That sensor down there is for your active cruise control. So keeping your distance, or automatic cruise control, however you want to call it. It keeps the distance between your car and the car in front of you. Then of course the camera on the mirror, and then the camera on the rear, which is right there. All right, so those are your cameras. Let me show you how to open up and access if you want to top off the oil. Like let's say you get a low oil light or you get a low coolant and you need to add coolant. Make sure you follow the instructions of the manual on what it says about the coolant. But this is how you open it up. You just lift that right there. That'll pop this automatically. And look at here. That's your coolant and your oil that you can fill up and top off. You got some fans to cool the engine off, and you want to put some Mobil 1 oil in there. Close this. It's gonna push it down until it snaps into place, and that's how you do that. So there you go. That's how you operate everything on the outside. This does have a sunroof. I'll show you how you operate that. But I want to show you the inside of the car, how to operate the inside. Now, one thing on the exterior though is some of these cars come with center lock wheels, but most of them have 5 lugs. So if you have the center lock wheels, they're a little bit harder to get off. You got to have a special tool to get them off. But for this, pretty easy to get off. In the case that you have to change a tire, you just take those 5 lugs off and remove the tire. If you got that center lock, good luck. Now, if you're wondering about some of the stats of this car is in chalk gray, but it's wrapped in sunset silver by KPMF. I love this wrap because it looks like chalk. Like if you look at the actual color of the vehicle, it's very close. Look, that's the actual color of the vehicle right here. This is the color of the wrap. It's like a silvery gray, but then it has a pearlescent finish on it. So the horsepower and torque, 379 horsepower and 331 torque. So it's a little bit less than I thought. But we have this car tuned with the GTS turbos, and we're looking at roughly 500 horsepower and about 450 torque with the tune. So it's a lot stronger than factory, but actually factory, I think it's a little underrated as far as their horsepower and torque numbers. It's a PDK, but a lot of the Carrera T's come in manual. But I wanted to spec this closer to what I would have gotten with a GTS. At the time I bought this car, there were no GTS allocations. How can you tell it's a Carrera T? Sometimes you'll see a Carrera T badge on the back right here, but we just put 911 to kind of make it stealth, which was something that was recommended by the dealer. But right there on the side, a lot of them will have the exact model. 911 Carrera T is what you'll see. All right, so let's go on the inside. Operating the door though, there's this automatic, you can lock the door here. My car's wrapped, so I don't think the sensor is, there it is, yeah. So you rub across that and the sensor recognizes your hand, it'll automatically lock. Then when you want to open it, you just slide your hand up under it, then it'll open up automatically as long as you have the key on you. All right, so here we go. How to operate and drive the 911 Carrera T. Let's get inside. First of all, what are these buttons right here on the side? These are your memory settings for 1, 2, and 3. You got 3 memory positions for your seat. You can set it and then press the button to lock it, or set whichever button you want for the position of your seating, mirrors and everything. Lock and unlock the doors. Over here, you have the mirror control. You have the up and down for your windows right here on the side, and the beautiful stitching. Right here, that would be your lights. So your lighting control right there for auto, fog lights. This is how you turn on the car. That's the key. So auto, this is always here though. In the old days, you used to put the key in and turn it. Now this is already here as long as you got the key in the pocket. And then these are your manual light controls for front lights and parking light. All right, your display right there, your left, right, center. Got the tachometer, your steering wheel. I'm gonna show you what these controls do, and we're gonna show you how to drive the car. So let me get in the car and turn it on. So also right there, you got the Bose system. Stereo's real nice. All right, so how do we start this car up? Let's back up, put my foot on the brake. I'm just gonna turn this to the right until the car starts up right there. All right. Now, if you want to pull the steering wheel out, it's not automatic. You got to pull this little switch down here, pull that down, then pull the steering wheel back or forward into place. And then once you got it in place, pull that up and locks it in place, just like a lot of other cars out there. You do have CarPlay, so I already got that queued up. Let's turn it off, turn the radio off for the moment. All right, let's talk about the controls on the steering wheel. Got your leather wrapped steering wheel. All right, so that's how you do the voice control. This here on this little knob here, if you roll that up and down, that's for your volume on your screen there, right? I'm gonna turn that all the way down. This little diamond right there, that's your saved functionality. So if I hit that, for me, I have it saved to go to track reverse. And then this right here is track forward. That's what but you can program this button to do whatever you want, like out of the, some options that the car has to offer. All right, you got your paddle shifters, downshift with the minus, upshift with the plus for your paddle shifters. Very self-explanatory. This button's pretty cool. I'll show you guys. We'll try to use this, once or twice while we're driving. But this is like a turbo boost button. You press that button and it gives you like full power for the turbos for like 20 seconds. And the car will fly when you press that button. It's a pretty cool feature. I don't use it that often. Matter of fact, I've only used it once or twice, but that's a pretty cool option. Also, this dial here changes the mode that you're in. So left to normal, to wet, sport mode, sport plus mode, and then individual mode that you can program to have the settings that you choose. Then once you're done making that adjustment, you have the screen here, and you can adjust the screen with this little wheel, up or down. See, like that. This is how you go back. That's how the phone call button right there, and then this will control which screen you're on. So you hit it once, it'll go toggle between the screens that you control. So now it's on the left screen. I can change what I see there. Hit it again. Now it's on the right screen. I can control what I see on the right screen. In the middle, you have your tachometer. Right now I got the emergency brake on. I'm in park, but you can see the drive modes. You can see the mile per hour and the RPM. All right there in the center, self-explanatory. So I explained that button. Then behind you back here, you got your cruise control. Setting the cruise control, turning it on and off is with the button on the side. Your distance control is with this little switch right here, forward or back. Setting cruise control, you push this forward. Resume is push it up. Cancel is push it down. Or setting it, you can pull it forward or push it forward. That's how you set the cruise control. And we'll do that on the way home. I'll show you guys. All right, so what do we have over here in the center? We got your MMI, Multimedia Information System right here. Right now I have Apple CarPlay on. To jump back to the Porsche screen, you just hit the little Porsche. That's your drive mode, your assistance settings, your trip settings, comfort settings. You can jump to those quickly. Your radio settings right there. Navigation, home screen with all your options. Go through all of the options on home. You can swipe that back and forth. Just go up and down. These are all your settings on the vehicle. We'll jump back into CarPlay. I'm not going to do a exhaustive on that because that would take us another hour. Now, what are these buttons here? One here, press that down. That'll do raise the front end of the car up. It's raising up right there. Here, I hope this guy's not worried about me being ice. That's not funny, man. I hope this dude's not worried about me like snitching on him or something like that. We'll get out of his way here in a minute. He's working on the house. But up or down on the lift, your exhaust, active exhaust, you could turn that on or off. That quiets the car down. When it's lit up, the valves are open and the car is louder. Your emergency flashers right here, traction control on or off. And if you hold it down, that'll turn it completely off. If you tap it once, that'll turn it partially on, which is like there's stability control and then there's traction control. That'll control that. And then your suspension being stiff or like hard or soft, basically, you can control those settings. Then down here's your temperature controls, up or down on the temperature. Your fan speed, you can auto set it to adjust the temperature automatically to whatever you set, and then control the blower. Over here controls what you see on the screen, depending on what screen you're on. Your volume for your radio, and left or right for forward, track, and reverse. Your front defroster and rear defroster. And then let's get ready to drive this thing. Let's talk about the settings here. This is your controller for the transmission, reverse, park, and neutral. To put it in reverse, you just push it forward. Put it in neutral, you tap it back once. To put it in drive, you pull it all the way back until it, drive lights up on the screen. Park, when you're done driving, you press this down, put you in park. If you want to manually shift, you press this down for manual mode while you're in drive. This is your sunroof. Pulling this back, we'll close it. Pushing it down, we'll open it. So you can see it's opening right here. Let's close it because I got my camera connected to it. The shade, I got a shade. You can close the shade with this button. I'm not going to close it because I got my camera. And then you can vent the sunroof with this button here. Heated seats right here. Those are your controls for your heated seats. Got a little spot for your water or whatever here. And then you got your parking right here. Then over here, you got a little You got a little space to store stuff right there. And powered seats. These are powered seats. You got your seat belts, your rear seat back there. I'll show you guys that when we get home. All right, let's take this thing for a ride. So let me put my seatbelt on. Let's put this thing in drive. Hold on, man, turn this off. Put it in drive, reverse. Cameras come on. I'm gonna back up a little bit. Get out of my guy's way here. Then we're gonna put it in drive. We're gonna pull that back, put it in drive. It shows that we're in first gear. All right, so we're in drive right now. Your blinker control is over here on the left right there. So that works like your typical car blinker. You can put the flasher brights with that stalk as well. I am in sport mode right now. Sport mode is kind of responsive, so like if I was to hit the pedal to the metal, watch this. It's got enough power to break loose, but I do have the traction control on, thankfully. It's a little warm in here, so let me control my AC, get the temperature down under control. All right, so how to drive this vehicle. As you can see, it's like a lot of the Audi products, Volkswagen Group products. If you're familiar with like an Audi or Volkswagen, it'll remind you of that a little bit. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put two hands on the wheel, change the view so you guys can see sort of a POV as I explain how to drive this car. I'm gonna put it in manual. If I wanna shift with the paddle shifters, hit that M button right there on the console. So I'm using the paddle shifters to shift right here on the steering wheel. Downshift with the left. Upshift with the right. Right? Now, to control the drive mode, use this little knob. Right now we're in sport. To put it in sport plus, I'm gonna turn to the right. Now it's in sport plus. Now I'm gonna put it back on auto shifting by hitting the M right here on the console. M. Now it's gonna shift for me automatically in sport plus mode. I wanna show you what happens when you press this turbo boost button right here. Woo! Woo! Full power. Crazy power. That gives you 20 seconds of high sport response. They call it sport response button. When you use that button, I recommend that you have the traction control on so that you don't lose control of the car by by the wheels breaking loose and then you start losing control. So keep that traction control on when you use this button. That's my recommendation. All right, so cruise control is really simple. There's a little stalk over here that I showed you guys earlier. Turn it on by pressing the button on the side, and then I activate it by pushing forward the stalk, the cruise control stalk. You push it forward. Now it's on cruise control. It has lane keep, but I usually keep the lane keep off. I don't like lane keep in the cars. It has active cruise control, so it'll keep distance. To increase the speed, you just push it forward. That'll push it forward. Now, when it sees the car up here stopping in front of me, it should slow down automatically. Yeah, it's slowing down automatically. No feet on the brake or anything like that. That's all automatic with the adaptive cruise control or active cruise control, whatever you want to call it. When this car starts speeding up, it should go automatically. So that's your active or adaptive cruise control, all automatic. So that's how you control cruise control. You can hear the exhaust a little bit. If I wanted to quiet the exhaust, I'd hit this button here. Got a little bit quieter, right? Now, if you're coming up on a big curb or a big speed bump or something, I'd hit this button, but you gotta be going below 45 miles an hour to activate the front end lift. It might even be 35 miles an hour. I think it's 45 miles an hour. If you go above 45 miles an hour and your lift is up, it'll automatically go down, for aerodynamics or whatever you want to call it, or safety. The front end will go down automatically at 45 miles an hour, and you can't activate it unless you're going slower than that. And it also will remember your settings for the for where you hit this if you wanted to. Turn it on. turning off traction control, you hit that one time. Actually, gotta hold it down. Actually, you have to turn cruise control off. But let's see what happens. I think it gives a little bit more power to the car when you turn the traction control off. But the car will lose traction. That's the thing. That's the trade-off. You will lose traction when you do that. So that is how you do the traction control. Right there. Now, suspension right here. There's two ways to control the suspension in these settings is with this wheel right here. I put it in sport mode and this softens up the suspension. Put it in normal mode and the automatic start stop system kicked on, which I hate that. So I think, no, that's not it. If I turn it back in sport mode, it turns off the auto start stop. You can also turn it off through the control here. You also have auto dimming rear view mirror by pressing this button. That'll activate the auto dimming. You also have your mirrors right here in your overhead visor. You got your lights. Pressing that right there on either side will turn your interior lights on. And your SOS button in case something happens. I have used that in one of my cars in my BMW M4. I had to use the SOS. I hit a deer and I used that and they tried to call help for me, but nobody came. Funny story. I had the state trooper came eventually and he hooked me up with a tow company. Yeah, this car is plenty fast. This car has all of the modern conveniences and tech. So this has blind spot monitoring. So you'll see the mirrors on the side will light up when somebody's in your blind spot, like over there. Really, and it's really good. It works really well. You also have your camera system. I just remembered something I forgot to show you guys how to operate. Your windshield wiper. So pulling it towards you. We'll turn on the spray, windshield wiper fluid spray, pulling it towards you. Then that'll automatically wipe it off. And then of course, moving it up or down. Up will turn it on at different levels. Pulling it down will turn it off. And then you got the delay switch right here as well. So that's your windshield wiper button right there. You want to see what it looks like on your dash right here. It's your dash. On the far left you have your time and your temperature. Second to the left is your speedometer right there. In the center is your tachometer, your miles per hour, and
watch out. Vehicle
gear selection and the gear that you're in. We're in 8th gear right now. On the right, you got your vehicle status screens over there. So I have it set to show me my vitals for the car, as well as the gas gauge and the miles to empty, as well as the temperature. All important settings right there from the cockpit. That's what it looks like from the cockpit. Woohoo! Alright, so I'm gonna show you guys what happens with the traction control off. I want to come back to a deserted area where there was no traffic. And we're gonna pull out of this cul-de-sac thing here. Alright, that's coming out of a cul-de-sac right there. Ready? Just full throttle. Here we go. Yeah, you will lose traction. You will lose traction. So be careful with that. Just be careful. Just be careful. this car for the moment, but hey, let me know your thoughts on this how to drive video with the Porsche 911 Carrera T. Let me know what videos you'd like to see next with this car. We got some really cool cars coming up. Don't forget, if you want a sneak peek or early view at my videos, to join with my channel membership through YouTube. That's always available to you. And through that joining you to be a member of the channel, you join Motivation Nation, and you get early access to the videos. You get access to videos that I've taken offline for one reason or another, because of like maybe sensitive content, that kind of thing. You will still have access to those exclusive videos. Also, you can get access to my real estate videos as well, the real estate knowledge videos. I put those on the channel. But anyway, hey, happy to have you guys join me, and hope you enjoyed this video, and see you in the next one. Holla. So you're thinking about joining my channel, or maybe if you haven't thought about joining my channel, maybe you should, because channel members on my channel get access to exclusive content with exclusive cars, like this here Lamborghini Revuelto, like this here Ferrari F8, like this here behind me Lamborghini Huracan Technica, or even the Porsche almost said a new car that I have on the channel that you guys don't know about. But this Porsche 911 Carrera T, the RS3. All of the videos that I upload on this channel, my channel members get to see those videos first as soon as I push them out, and then they're released on a schedule. I already have about 10 videos lined up that only my channel members have access to. If you're considering joining my channel, now's a good time. I definitely will shout you guys out. I'll answer your questions in my live stream with priority. So hey, join my channel subscription through YouTube and get access to exclusive content just for you, and early access to content that I release on the channel, sometimes as early as 2 or 3 weeks in advance. So yeah, if you want the loose scoop, I got 2 cars that I haven't even released on the channel yet. So stay tuned, hit that join button. Hey, and join the exclusive section of our membership on the channel here on YouTube. Peace.
It's the one and only Floyd Money Mayweather. I'm here to tell you guys to go to Wheel Motivation. The exotic cars is crazy. I've been watching this show for a little while now, and it's growing. But we need everybody else to subscribe to Wheel Motivation and support Will. I'm supporting them. You do the same.
Welcome to Will